A calling card for insurrectionists flying in plain view outside of the house of an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States. Tonight, the New York Times published a report capturing, through the interviews and photos, an upside-down American flag hoisted outside of Samuel Alito's home in Alexandria, Virginia. The pictures are from January 17th, 2021, 11 days after rioters stormed the U.S. Capitol to stop Congress from certifying the 2020 election. Now, Alito publishing a full-stop denial in response to the report, saying, quote, "I had no involvement whatsoever in the flying of the flag. It was briefly placed by Mrs. Alito in response to a neighbor's use of objectionable and personally insulting language on yard signs." Now, we haven't yet heard from the Supreme Court about all of this, but what is missing from Alito's response? A denial that it happened at all, much less remorse or regret that it did. Also missing, any disavowal of the symbol claimed by those who sought to overthrow the government. Joining us now, Jodi Kantor. She is the New York Times correspondent who broke this massive story tonight. Jodi, how on earth? I have a lot of questions for you. I'm curious about how this happened, but I'm also curious about how you found out about it.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. Let's start with the reaction of the people who saw the flag. Neighbors. Word also filtered back to the Supreme Court, and all they're seeing is this upside-down flag, which at the time was one of the symbols of the Stop the Steal campaign. We're talking about the period just after January 6th, but also 3 days before President Biden's inauguration. Yeah. So people are just kind of stupefied by it. First of all, it's a very controversial gesture to turn the flag upside down, but also a very basic thing about federal judges that everybody knows is that they are supposed to appear totally fair and impartial. They aren't supposed to participate in politics or sort of do anything to even suggest the appearance that they're not going to handle something fairly. So the first thing people felt was really just very great surprise. And this wasn't up there for just, 10 minutes. What neighbors say is that it was there for a few days.
The court's rule book about the conduct of employees is pretty specific. You cannot publicly oppose or support partisan political organizations or candidates. Bumper stickers are off limits, stating political positions on social media. They may not engage in nonpartisan political activity if the activity could reflect adversely on the dignity or impartiality on the court. That's clear for employees. The wife of a Supreme Court justice, if you were to take this statement at face value, may be another story. But if it's flying outside of the home, how is anybody supposed to know?
That's why judicial ethics experts are concerned. Yeah. They say that, okay, let's take this story at face value. Let's say it was Mrs. Alito. These rules are still about the appearance of impropriety, and that's because it's about trust in the system. For democracy to work, we all need to respect these institutions. We all need to feel that they're fair. And any action that creates doubt in that is a negative thing.